Hi, Coach Maloney. Thank you for joining us today. I wanted you to describe your success for your 2021 football season.
Ella, first of all, thanks for having me in the interview. I really appreciate the coverage you guys are providing for our football program. Our season has been exceptional, and it's completely due to the leaders in our program. We have 10 seniors that have bought into all of our cultural norms and have modeled the behavior and citizenship that we're looking for that leads to success on the field. We have a combination of explosive players and really fine young men, and it makes coaching the team easy. Our practices are intense and simulate gameplay as much as we possibly can, and that provides an opportunity for us to be at our absolute best on Friday nights. There's been some bumps along the way, but we feel very confident going into the tail end of our season and starting the playoffs next week.
What approach do you take when your team is struggling?
When we're struggling, I try to take an assessment of our mental status at that point in time. I want to know if our frustration is because we're pressing too much and we feel the absolute need to succeed immediately, or are we off kilter in our communication, or maybe we're just having a bad day per se. So it's important to identify the cause of any adversity that we're seeing before we can figure out what the solution is. And the nice part about our team is they're very adaptable and can, as soon as we create a plan, they get on pace and on course pretty quickly.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you for coming today, Coach Bevente. I wanted you to describe to us your success for your 2021 dance season.
Yeah, so far we're actually about halfway through our season now. Our season's very long. It starts in June and ends around the end of February. And so far, some of the successes that we've seen is a lot of improvement in technique. So dancers improving their technical skills. That's been huge. Another success that we've seen is just the dancers getting used to performing in front of a large number of people. They're becoming more and more comfortable with that, and so that is awesome to see. It's really going to help prep us for our upcoming competition season.
Could you tell us what your typical practice looks like for your team?
Yeah, so on a typical practice, usually we will spend about 15 and 30 minutes doing some sort of conditioning. After that, we will stretch. Stretching as a dancer is very important. We'll do a little bit of technique across the floor and out in the center, mainly focusing on turns and jumps, and then we'll move into whatever dance we're working on for that particular week. So these past couple months, it's been working on halftime performances for the home football games.
Thank you. Okay, thank you for coming, Coach Mazetta. I would like you to describe your success for your 2021 boys golf season this season.
We went 9-1 in conference, and then we won the conference championship, which is a separate thing by I think 20 shots. And we tied for the regional title and lost on the tiebreaker. Had one student go downstate. Probably should have had two, but it didn't work out. And just overall, it was a good year.
What do you believe was the key to your success?
The kids they're very hard workers, and they spend a lot of time on their game, and it paid off.
Can you tell us what a typical practice looks like for your team?
We spend most of our time on short game because that's where they're gonna pick up or lose the shots. Because basically, you're either gonna hit the ball bad or good. But if you have a good short game, it can make up for the days that you are hitting the ball bad.
Thank you. Coach Andersson, thank you for coming today. I wanted to discuss with you and for you to describe what has been your success for the 2021 boys soccer season.
I think the success is the players. They come together as an unbelievable family, and one of the things we're instilling this year that probably we did with the girls too, is we're more of a program and one big family. It's not just varsity freshmen, they're separated. We bring everybody together so that way everybody's one big family.
What approach do you take when your team is struggling?
The biggest approach is we look at, obviously, film, just like every coach, and figure out what areas we were weak in that game. So we just lost a pretty big game that we should have won easily, But when we went and looked at it, we understood why. So that's the next practice is what we worked on.
And your last question is, what is your view on the relationship between athletics and academics?
I am a big proponent of academics first. As you guys know, if you are failing a class, getting a D, you're not allowed to play for me. So even regardless of what IHSA says, that's my rules as a coach, because here's the deal. When you leave high school, you're going on to college. And if you're not going to go on to college, you need to at least have a great grade point average so somebody else will give you a job. And school is really, really important to me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach Colton, for joining me today. I would like you to describe your success for your 2021 girls volleyball season.
Well, thank you for having me. So we've had a really great year so far. We have definitely had some ups and downs, but I think what has allowed this team to be as successful as they have been has been the kind of the journey that we've been on. We have done a really good job of staying committed to like the ultimate goal, but using the experiences that we have had throughout the season to make us better, to like kind of fuel the fire, basically like learning from some of our mistakes and being aware of what we're doing well. And we just been like layering elements as the season's gone on, so that now at the end of the season, when we're in state playoffs, we're playing some really solid volleyball and have had a really, really good season.
What approach do you take when your team is struggling?
So when a team is struggling, I really like to put the ownership back on the players. One of the things that sort of is like the reason why I coach is because I want to be able to help players be successful in life outside of volleyball, after high school. And high school sports, volleyball of course is the one that I coach and the one that I love, but any high school sports really give life skills to kids, things that they can use later in life in their jobs and in their like relationships. And so when there's a struggle within like a team and whatever it is, I really like the team to kind of come together and find solutions for each other and work together to like hear each other, to be able to hear like express their opinions, listen to each other and come to some compromises and solutions. Because if they own it, if it's their solution, if it's their idea, they're more likely to really like hold on to it and make it become a reality.
Thank you. Thank you for joining me today, Coach Centella. Oh my gosh, let me restart that.
That's fine.
Thank you for joining me today, Coach Centella. I would like you to describe your success for your 2021 boys and girls cross country season.
Well, thank you for having me. Our success has been pretty remarkable this year, to be honest. It's the first time since joining the NLCC conference that our boys and girls won varsity boys, varsity girls, JV boys, and JV girls at the conference meet. So it's a sign that our varsity is very strong, but also that our team, top to bottom, we have a lot of depth, and that those JV kids are working just as hard as the varsity kids and pushing them.
Can you tell us what a typical practice looks like for your team?
Well, it kind of depends on the day. So we usually run about 6 days a week. We try to incorporate one longer run a week, which can be anywhere from 4 to 9 miles depending on the group. We try to incorporate 2 days where we kind of push the pace, where we're talking, those are kind of like, you might do interval repeats like 400-meter repeats or 1,000-meter repeats. And then most of the rest of the days are kind of just like easy, we call them easy days, but like filler days where we run 3 to 5 miles at an easy pace. Early season kids, sometimes the new kids it's kind of a shock to the system. We start them less than normal and then we build them up gradually over the course of the season.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for joining me today, Coach Adams. I wanted you to describe your success for your 2021 sideline cheer season.
Yeah, so a big part of our sideline season is really prepping for our competition season and training those fundamental skills that we are able to showcase at a game day. However, it's been really, really fun to build the culture with the football, cheer, and dance program. We've seen a huge shift in unity between those programs, and so one of my biggest successes this season has really been that increase of unity and bond between the three programs during the sideline season. But other than that, really just like being able to be in front of a crowd again on a Friday night has been really awesome.
That's great. What adversities have you faced as a coach?
I mean, so many adversities. I think any coach or athlete could say that they've faced in years of training, but I think this year it's been challenging for athletes while they're excited to be back in the classroom and back full on with their sports. Getting back into that shifted mindset of like classroom, having to wake up a little earlier, having to be somewhere on time, and so helping my athletes kind of guide into that, but then also knowing like our freshmen and sophomore have never had a typical high school experience, let alone like their 7th, 8th grade years were kind of funky. So helping them transition into like the expectations of a high school athlete has definitely been challenging, but it's been really good.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining me today, Coach Cake. I would like you to describe your success for your 2021 girls golf season.
So this year was actually, let me backtrack. For the last like 8 years, Grayslake Central and Grayslake North combined for what's called a co-op golf team for the girls golf team. So we had girls from Grayslake North and Grayslake Central participate on one team. And that's a 2-year commitment for the IHSA. So you have to commit in advance. Last year we had about 30 girls golfers participate between the schools. Because we had so much interest and girls come out, we actually were able to split for the first time ever. And this specific season, the 2021 fall girls golf season, was the first inaugural season for our girls golf program here at Grayslake Central specifically. So we did have some girls participate on the team last year that were also a part of our team this year, but we had a lot of new girls. So in our first year, the number one success was having 22 girls come out to play golf this year, which if you would have told me that I would have had 22 girls, or we would have had 22 girls play golf this year, when almost all of them are beginners, I would have taken that in a heartbeat. I thought we would have had way less. So I was very happy with the amount of participation we had in the wide range of girls that we had on our team. When I say that, I mean we had a lot of freshmen come out participate. We had a lot of seniors continue to participate. We had some juniors and some seniors that have never played a sport come out and participate. And then we had some sophomores, but all different experiences. Some girls are participating heavily in our fine arts programs here. Some girls are very involved in multiple different sports here. So it was really cool to see the range of girls that came out to play golf. But I would say that was probably the biggest success, is getting the amount of girls that we got out this year.
And can you describe what your view is between athletics and academics?
So, I mean, like, as a counselor, like, I feel like I'm very naturally kind of in tune with students' academics. But as like a lot of coaches here would say, you're a student athlete, right? It's a hyphenated word. You're a student first and an athlete second. More often than not, we see that there's direct correlation between students' participation in athletics or activities and the grades that they receive, right? Not only are you held to a higher standard academically in order to be eligible to participate in athletic or activity, you also see that it's extremely important that you learn how to manage your time wisely now as a high school student, so that once you leave high school, you know how to do that in one way, shape, or form, whether that's you continue athletics or you move on to something else down the road. But I definitely think there's a strong correlation between academics and athletics.
Thank you.
Yep.